everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. If you have not seen my channel before, I am a low-income single parent. I am here to experiment with different budgeting styles, savings goals, and I share the strategies I learn as I go. So if that sounds interesting at all to you, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to follow my journey. Okay, today I'm going to try to make this a quick one. So in the meantime, I did sit down and I did my budget this morning. So I want to show you guys the numbers that I figured out, paycheck, all that good stuff, because today is our pre-payday prep. So what that means is that today is a day that I can go into my employer's website and I can find out how much my paycheck will be, but I don't get the actual paycheck until Wednesday. So today I kind of do an estimate of what I want to spend the money on, and the day before payday, I'll know whether there's any money left over from this current pay period. So, and then I can figure out what I can do with that. If we have saved some money there, we'll figure out what savings, what sinking fund it's going to go to. So let's get into it. The first thing that I look at is how much my paycheck will be. I have figured that out already. I went in. This is the pay period that it will be. I will be paid on September 27th. This is paycheck B for me. If you don't know what that is, I split my paychecks into A and B categories so that I know which bills usually come out within which pay period. But I'm kind of straying away from that and doing more of a budget by paycheck method. But anyway, this is how much the total will be, $1443.70. So there's some overtime in there. What we originally budgeted for in the monthly budget was $1,300. So you'll see, if you want to go back and take a look, you can see the September monthly budget video. There you can see what the plan was, but here's a brief breakdown of it. The B paycheck here, $150 was going to go to savings. $578 was going to go to fixed bills. And those bills were these. Those were half of the mortgage, $20 for my daughter's allowance, $55 for internet, $55 for car insurance, $8 for Amazon, and $10 for life insurance. So that was the plan for B. Here's another breakdown so you can see it kind of easier. This is just for the whole month for both pay periods. So $578 was the goal for fixed expenses, $360 for my variable funds, which is like groceries and gas, etc. Things that I use cash for, and you'll see more of that. And $212 was going to go to sinking funds and savings challenges. So those are just another way that I save cash on hand for different activities or things that we'll need, throughout the year. And I actually, just while I was pointing this out, figured out that I made myself a deal that I was going to start putting groceries into fixed expenses instead of variable expenses, because since I did the experiment last pay period or this current one with the card only spending for like groceries and gas, I didn't like it. So I'm going to go back to doing cash only for variable expenses, and my fixed expenses will stay in my checking account. But from that bill account, I'm also going to put in my groceries. Instead of this being $578, I'm going to add, especially since I got, since my paycheck was more than the $1,300 we planned on. So $578 plus groceries is usually $175 every 2 weeks. So it's going to be $753. So I do this separately because this is what's going to stay in my checking account, and it's going to pay these bills. I think car insurance, that's it. Only car insurance is on auto pay. Being a low-income single parent, I'm very careful about things coming out automatically because I like to see it. I'm a control freak. I need to know. You can't just be taking my money, okay? I need to know. All right, so let's do the breakdown. So since I have a little bit of extra money, I know I'm going to be able to put some more money into probably sinking funds and probably more into variable funds, because I'd like to have $425 for variable funds. That's the goal. It was less because I thought my paycheck was going to be less. So, but that's good. I always prefer to budget down than to not have enough. So I like my variable expenses to be, oh, I forgot that I changed these too. Look at me. See, this is what happens when you experiment with your budget. But I am glad I made these changes. I had changed and I switched $50 from miscellaneous to personal So now personal gets $50 and miscellaneous gets $25. And that was just because I just needed more for things that I needed throughout the week. And miscellaneous didn't. So I switched those. So, oh, groceries is $170, not $175. See? I need to get my life together. I need to sit down. This is why I need to keep these things with me when I do my budget. Let's go back. So instead of it being $175, I'm glad I used a pencil. It's going to be $170 for groceries. I'll use my calculator because last time, if you saw that video, you know that I couldn't figure out where, I think it was like $10. I could not figure out for the life of me where that $10 was. And the person that guessed it, they won the giveaway. So actually, it was kind of fun to do that. So the first person that was able to guess correctly, she got $50 in the giveaway. Alrighty, so let me just get to it. It'll probably be easier than me just blabbing my mouth off. So we have $14.43. I don't even deal with change when I'm doing my budget. It's just a nuisance. We're gonna go ahead and say the first thing that always comes out of my paychecks is savings. That comes out automatically. So I'm gonna take $150 out for that. Jesus, don't start. $12.93. All right, and that comes into 3 different savings accounts. When I do my budget the day before payday and I know how much rollover is, I'll get down to the nitty-gritty details and I show you how I fan out my budget. And you'll see over time, things change. So I arrow out to fixed expenses, variables, sinking funds, savings challenges, auto save, all of that good stuff. All right, so is that right? It's not right. Oh God, it's not right. So maybe I need to do this. So I need to fan this out because clearly my brain cannot comprehend and I'm rushing to. Okay, so $100 goes to my main savings account, $50 goes into my daughter's savings account, and $25 goes into my car note account. So be sure to watch that video. It is how I pay a big bill with low income. So it is $175. The only reason it said $150 on the sheet before is because, again, I thought my paycheck would be less. So I was going to not have them take all of it out, but since I have a little bit more than usual, I can have them take it out. So let me fix this calculation. And you guys know I show you the nitty gritty, so sometimes it is not pretty. Oh, that rhymed. Bars. Oh my God, I need to get out of this house. Maybe it's the air in here. 143 minus 175, 1268. All right. I do not recommend you rushing when you do your budget because clearly it does not work out well. All right, so that brings us down to 1268. So the next thing that's going to come out of there is going to be our fixed expenses, and we already said that's going to be 748. And we will fan that out. I wasn't going to go through all the details because I know, or I hope, that there will be some rollover from this pay period to the next, like some extra money that I haven't spent. But clearly my brain needs all of it. Just going to fill this in like I usually do. So I tried to take a shortcut and my brain was like, no. What is AMI? Fixed. And I feel like I am super loud. I hope I don't feel like I'm yelling at y'all because I hate that. 748. And that's going to be $430 for my mortgage. The other half of my mortgage, let me be clear. $20 for allowance, hopefully, because lately, anyway. $55 for internet. $55 for car insurance. $8 for Amazon. And $10 for life insurance. So if you're wondering why Amazon is so low, it is because I left Amazon a few months ago and they asked for me to come back and they gave me a deal. Oh, groceries. That's what. So you get into a routine and and hopefully I've been doing this for like 6 months in the middle of October, so hopefully this is the last time I have to change things. Like, I feel pretty good that this way is gonna work with putting the groceries in fixed and just leaving it there. If there's any rollover for grocery, I'm just gonna leave it in there, because the way groceries and gas is set up right now, I'm just gonna leave it because I will probably need it eventually. So the next step is variable funds, which would usually be $425, but we're taking grocery out of there. And let me just edit this for our next go around so I'm not more confused, because we don't need more of that. So we're taking groceries out of this $425 since we're putting groceries into the fixed category. So this is gonna be, we don't need $425 anymore. We only need $255. Ew, that writing is bad, but y'all should be used to my handwriting by now. All right, that zeroes out. So $255 we need for variable funds. And I'll show you what those are exactly, but this is what comes out in cash. So I put a little W there so I know that I'm pulling that one out. Withdraw, that's what that stands for. 520 minus 255 is 265. So we have 265 left over to go to sinking funds and savings challenges. So let's do the variable. Those are 5s. It's bad when your own child can't read your handwriting. Mommy, I don't know what that says. Mommy, I don't know what that says. All right, 255. So what comes out of there is $50 for personal, $25 for home, which that might need to change, might need more than that. $60 for gas, $45 for entertainment, $50 for dining, and $25 for miscellaneous. So already while I'm writing this down, I think I need to change things. I want to change dining out down to $45. And I'm going to change home to $30 because toiletries are going up too. And I am really trying not to dine out. Some of our dine out money this pay period went to groceries actually. So that's why I said I didn't like the way that I did it. All right, let's make sure this zeroes out. Yes, that zeroes out. Okay, so this is gonna have to be done all over again. I've changed so many things on here, but that's okay. I read the Budget Mom book. A lot of you guys know that a lot of things that I learned from the Budget Mom, the way she does things. So go ahead and check out her channel. I did read her book, and one thing that solidified that I was doing right was experimenting. And it's crazy because she literally used the word experimenting with your budget. So I'm like, hey, I am doing something right. And now I just feel a lot better that I'm on the right track. Then there's progress. So okay, so let me just fix that now, because otherwise next month I'm gonna be like, what?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And yes, I do what my own self a lot of the times. Perfect, a blue one. All right, so I'm gonna cover that right up when I'm done with this. For variables, $255. All right, that's that. So now we don't have to worry about that again. And I changed my always fund too, but we'll go over that after this. Okay, so what the always fund is, if you haven't seen my videos before, these are categories that I want to make sure, they are sinking funds that I want to make sure I contribute to every payday. These categories, my daughter's hair, water bill, pet, car emergencies, Christmas, and student loans, are all things that I contribute to every pay period. And sometimes if I feel like my check's going to be a little bit less, I might have to change some things around, but I am always trying to contribute to my always fund. That is $100. It's $165. I'm running out of room because I didn't plan on doing it this way. Anyway, so let's write that out. So the always fund is that zeroes that out, and we have $165 left. I do have a priority savings challenge. A few months back, I decided to make my savings challenge at least my priority, which is the most important one to me. That is part of my budget. So we are on the succulent challenge right now, and we are on, let's see, this is my savings challenge book. And we need to fill number 44. So $44 needs to go into there. I am making that a priority because we're going to use that for a trip that we're planning next July. Okay, got a phone call, gotta go. I'll be back to show you the rest. Bye. Oh, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's see if I can start off where I left off. So we're at 165 is left. So we need to first contribute that $44 to the savings challenge, the succulent one. Maybe if I could spell it right. All right. That brings us to 120. So where do we want to put that? So what I usually do to try to figure out where I want to contribute to is, geez, my desk is a mess. I probably should have cleaned that up first. Is I look at where my sinking funds are. Here we are for September's sinking funds. So this is where we are. I started to put 0 here, and then I realized, well, it hasn't, the new payday isn't here yet, so I don't know if I'm going to add or subtract to any of these, so I erased that there. We have $120 to work with. What do we want to contribute to? Definitely utilities. So utilities has 150 right now. I'm going to say 75 for utilities. I just don't want that bill to just sneak up on me and I'd be not ready for it in the winter. So, ew. Okay, so let's see. 45. All right, so we have $45 to work with. I want family fun to make it to 50, so I'm gonna add $14 there for family fun. It's 31. And then I want Christmas probably to get to 250 so that maybe I can leave that alone. Let's see, let's just do 10 for Christmas. Oh, we're already doing 15. So let's add, we're already doing 15 in the always fun for Christmas. So let's just do 15 more for Christmas. And that's gonna bring us down to 16, I believe. Yep. So we got $16. Let's put some more into home goals. That home goals one is gonna be for a lawnmower. That's the goal for a new one. I have one that you like plug in and it's super annoying. I mean, I've used it for 5 years, but it just, I hate going out there to do that. Getting wrapped up in the cord is just, like, it's good for the environment, but not me so much. Okay, and there's only $6 left, so I'm just gonna put that into the plant challenge, plant savings challenge. Let me remember, this is for home goals. So I named it home goals just in case it turns into something else, which it probably will. I won't have to waste a sticker. So I think that's it. It's not where I wanted to put that. All right, and that brings us down to a zero-based budget. So I know it looks kind of crazy. When I rewrite it, it'll look a lot better. I'll make it a lot neater. I'll put my colors in so it's easier to see and for me to understand when I go to do the withdrawal. And when I do that next video as well, for the closeout for this pay period on Tuesday, I will also make sure that I give you guys the withdrawal form. I forgot to do it my last paycheck, and it really messed me up not doing it, because I went to the bank and ended up getting just like a whole bunch of 5s, and that just bulked up some binders. So I want to make sure that I fill this out with you guys too. So that'll be the final breakdown once I figure out whether there will be rollover. I'm expecting to have some, I just don't know how much. So that is it for us. I just want to make sure I note here that this 165 is also going to be withdrawn. So total, I'm withdrawing $520 this time, actually. Yeah, because that's coming out in variable funds. It's the always fund. These are sinking funds and savings challenges. So we're going to be withdrawing $520 from the bank total in cash, and that's what we'll cash stuff on Wednesday once I get the actual funds. So that is it for me today. I'm sorry if this one was a little bit all over the place, but this is just how it is when you're budgeting. Sometimes things come up, you remember things. I do know that next month in October, I am going to have to add in parking. So parking for my employer, they had it free up until October, and we just found out that they're going to have it free until next October. But for some reason, when I parked a long time ago, I've been at this job for years, but when I parked a long time ago, they weren't taking out of my check, and back then I was not paying attention to my checks like I do now, so I never even noticed it. So now there's this big balance that I have to pay down. So that's an unexpected debt that I have. But the good thing is that the lady was really nice about it, and they actually split it in half with me. So they took half of it and just like paid for it, or I don't know, forgave it, whatever you want to call it. So I have $333 that I will have to pay off. She's like, pay whatever you can, whenever you can. So I'm just going to pay like maybe $15 to $20 every pay period, but that'll start in October. And I'll figure that into my October monthly budget when I do that, which will not be until October. Because I just made that more complicated in my head than I need to. Because my budgets are not based on the calendar, they're based on when I get paid. So there's that. If you didn't already know, if you haven't seen my other videos. That is it for me today. If I come back tomorrow, I'm still trying to decide if I want my planning to be a full-length video or a short-form video. I don't know for sure yet. I'm still new to the planning thing. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you always for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it as always. And don't forget, hit the like button and subscribe to follow my journey. And don't forget to turn on those notification bells. I like to pop in some strange videos every now and then, just some bonus videos. So turn on that notification bell. Thanks everybody. Have a good evening. Bye.